The rusted hull of the Wanderer's Dream sat like a metallic tumor on the outskirts of New Haven Colony, its broken engines and cracked viewports drawing mockery from passers-by. Diana Vasquez had called the derelict Starship home for 3 years, much to the amusement of the colonists who whispered behind her back about the crazy mechanic woman living in scrap. Adnan Malik was one of the few who didn't join in the ridicule. As the colony's supply coordinator, he often delivered parts and materials to Diana's makeshift workshop beneath the ship's cargo bay. He'd grown to respect her skill with machinery, even if he couldn't understand her attachment to the broken vessel. Another power coupling burned out, Diana muttered, wiping grease from her hands as Adnan descended the ramp with a crate of components. Her dark hair was tied back with a strip of metal wire, and her coveralls bore the stains of countless repair jobs. The colony council's breathing down my neck again about eyesores and property values. Adnan set down the crate and studied her face. Despite the colony's treatment, Diana had never lost the fire in her eyes that had drawn him to her friendship years ago. Let them complain. You're the best mechanic within 50 parsecs. They need you more than they'll admit. Not for much longer, she said, kicking at a loose deck plate. They're threatening eviction. Apparently, my artistic statement about human perseverance isn't appreciated by the Homeowners Association. That evening, Diana was alone beneath the Wanderer's Dream, working by the light of plasma torches. The repetitive task of rewiring the ship's neural networks had become meditation for her. Her parents had died aboard this very vessel when she was 16, a catastrophic engine failure during what should have been a routine cargo run. The insurance company had written it off, but Diana couldn't let go. She'd bought the wreck with her inheritance and spent every spare moment trying to bring it back to life. As she pulled away a corroded panel near the ship's foundation, her torch illuminated something that made her heart stop. The metal beneath wasn't human construction. Geometric patterns spiraled across a surface that seemed to shift between blue and silver, depending on the angle. The material felt warm to the touch, almost organic. Diana's hands trembled as she cleared away more debris. The alien structure extended far beyond the ship's footprint, disappearing into the rocky ground. She'd been living above it for 3 years without knowing. Her comm unit buzzed. Adnan's voice crackled through. Diana, you need to see the news. There's been another attack on the outer colonies. The hegemony fleet, they're pushing closer to human space. The hegemony. Diana had heard the reports like everyone else. An alien collective that viewed humanity as a contamination to be cleansed from the galaxy. Their technology was superior. Their ships faster, their weapons more devastating. 3 human colonies had already fallen, their populations either enslaved or eliminated. Diana stared at the alien structure beneath her ship. Her mind raced with possibilities. Adnan, she said into the comm, her voice steady despite her racing pulse. Can you come down here and bring your scanner array? When Adnan arrived 20 minutes later, Diana led him to the Discovery. His scanner immediately went wild, registering energy signatures unlike anything in human databases. By the void, he whispered, running his hands over the alien surface. How long has this been here? Probably centuries, Diana replied. Maybe longer. The question is, what does it do? They spent the next 6 hours mapping the structure. It extended deep underground, a complex network of chambers and conduits that seemed to pulse with dormant energy. Diana's engineering instincts told her it was some kind of massive machine, waiting for activation. The breakthrough came when Diana connected one of her ship's power relays to what appeared to be an interface node. The alien structure responded immediately, surfaces lighting up with cascading patterns of information. Holographic displays materialized in the air, showing star charts, technical specifications, and what looked like weapons schematics. It's a weapons platform, Adnan breathed, studying the displays. No, it's more than that. It's a planetary defense system. Diana's fingers flew over her portable computer, interfacing human technology with alien systems through pure intuition and mechanical genius. Look at these power output readings. This thing could generate enough energy to power every human colony combined. And the weapons... She paused, studying the holographics. They're designed to counter hegemony technology specifically. That's impossible. How could an ancient alien race know about the hegemony? Diana pointed to one of the star charts where familiar constellations were marked with warning symbols. Maybe they didn't know about the hegemony. Maybe they knew about something worse. And maybe humanity isn't the first species to face extinction at their hands. Over the following days, Diana worked feverishly to understand the alien system. The Colony Council's threats of eviction became background noise as she unlocked layer after layer of advanced technology. Adnan helped coordinate with off-world contacts, quietly spreading word to the right people in colonial defense. The mockery stopped abruptly when the first hegemony scout ships appeared at the edge of the system. As sirens wailed across New Haven Colony and evacuation shuttles prepared for launch, Diana stood in the command center she'd improvised around the alien interface. The Wanderer's dream above her had been transformed, its hull now seamlessly integrated with alien technology that turned the broken starship into a control nexus. "Diana," Adnan said, his hand on her shoulder, "the defense fleet won't arrive for 6 hours. The Colony Council is asking, can you do this?" She looked up at him, grease still on her face but confidence burning in her eyes. "My parents died because their ship failed them when they needed it most. I've spent 3 years making sure that never happens again. Not to me, not to anyone." Her hands moved across the alien controls with practiced precision. Deep beneath New Haven, ancient machines stirred to life. Energy that had slept for millennia now coursed through crystalline conduits. The planet's crust trembled as weapons platforms rose from hidden positions across the continent. When the hegemony fleet entered weapons range, they encountered not a defenseless human colony, but a fortress that had been waiting eons for this exact moment. Beams of coherent energy that could slice through hegemony shields like paper lit up the void. The alien weapons were precise, efficient, and absolutely devastating. The battle was over in 12 minutes. As the smoking remains of the hegemony fleet drifted in space, Diana sat back in her chair and smiled. The crazy mechanic woman living in scrap had just saved humanity's outer colonies, but more than that, she'd found her purpose. The Wanderer's dream was no longer a monument to loss, it was the key to humanity's survival. "You know," Adnan said, watching the celebration beginning outside, "I don't think anyone's going to complain about property values anymore." Diana laughed, the sound echoing through chambers both human and alien. "Good, because I'm not going anywhere. This old girl and I have work to do." Above them, the Wanderer's dream stood proud against the stars, no longer broken, but transformed. A perfect fusion of human determination and ancient alien technology. Just like Diana herself, it had been underestimated, dismissed, and written off. And just like humanity, it had proven that sometimes the most powerful forces came from the most unexpected places. The galaxy had learned to never underestimate a human mechanic with something to prove.